not a cloud in the sky. Mr. Cupid just winked goodbye. And you walk by. It's a wonderful life. I have more.
Clarence.
Yes, George?
Where's Mary?
Oh, well, I can't.
I don't know how you know these things, but tell me, where is she? If you know where she is, tell me where my wife is.
I'm not supposed to tell.
Please, Clarence, tell me where she is.
You're not going to like it, George.
Where is she?
She's an old maid. She never married.
Where's Mary? Where is she? Where is she?
She's just about to close up the library.
Mary! Mary! It's me, George! Mary! Mary! Don't you remember me? Mary!
Stop following me!
You're my wife! What happened to our children?
Leave me alone!
Mary! Lady!
Help!
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 Oh, Mary!
Help!
Mary!
Vi!
What?
You're not going to believe this, Vi. Some lunatic was chasing me in the street and screaming about the need for me to be his wife and have kids.
What?
Yeah, I ran into Martini's bar and screamed, "There's a wild man chasing me!" The patrons surrounded him. The police were called. Then he punched a cop and got away.
Oh my God, are you okay?
Yeah, I can't figure it out. Either he's an escapee from the local asylum, but he was too well dressed for that. Or it's just another form of harassment from Potter.
Potter is having guys stalk me now? Mary, I don't like this.
I need a drink. If Potter thinks he can intimidate me, he's got another thing coming. I think I found something in my legal research that we can use to block his property grab. Listen to this. The eminent domain power is subjected to certain limits, such as the property acquired must be taken for a public use.
Look, Mary, I'm proud of you for being a lawyer and all, but you, here alone in Bedford Falls, you can't take on Potter's powerful legal team. It's impossible. And even if you get him to court, who's to say that the judge isn't already in his pocket?
I'm not planning on taking him to court. According to this, the town council can use eminent domain.
And how many town council members does he control?
Well, he's obviously nervous about something. He sent me a note asking for a meeting, and he wouldn't have sent that guy. That guy was spouting all the dribble that Potter does. Get married. Have kids. You're just frustrated. Do a woman's job. Raise a family and stay home.
The guy said all that.
Well, no. He just kept yelling he loved me and that I was his wife. Obviously trying to undermine me and get sympathy from the crowd. Planting the idea that this is what I should be doing.
You, by any chance, while you were in law school, didn't secretly get married and have kids?
No time. Be serious. I came back here to help you, Vi. We can't let Potter push you out of your house of ill repute and force you into one of his.
All right. What do you want me to do?
After my meeting with Potter, let's have an early Christmas party. Gather all the girls. There is power in numbers.
Well, come in, young lady, come in. Take a seat.
I prefer to stand. What do you want?
I want to talk
About what?
about the law.
As As in you think you're above it?
No, as in you joining a prestigious law firm with the potential for a partnership.
What?
You're a bright young woman, second in your class in law school, so I heard. Beat all the other men. Only one other woman graduated first, and I hear that woman has been up and down the streets of New York, knocking on the doors of all the legal firms, public and private, and no one will have her.
Yes, Ruth.
If number one is being rejected, what do you think the chances for number two are? I'm offering you the chance of a lifetime to join a prestigious law firm. There's an opening for you in our New York office.
New York?
New York, New York.
Yes, New York, where a bright young thing can make a name for herself.
New York!
Start you off with a good salary. I mean, not as much as the men make, of course, but decent enough to keep you out of the Barbizon Hotel with all those secretaries and wannabe actresses.
New York!
Yes. Broadway shows, city life. Who knows, you might even find a husband out there. Lord knows the pickings are slim around here.
I wanted to sit across the table from you and look you in the eye.
Well, of course, my dear, that chair has terrible springs.
No, I think you deliberately engineered it that way. You enjoy making people feel small. I reject your offer of the New York job. And I reject the man you sent trying to be my husband.
A foolish decision, my dear, turning down a potentially lucrative law career. And as for someone pretending to be your husband, I grab it, my girl. You are getting a little long in the tooth, as they say.
You haven't got a clue. And these teeth are going to take a big bite out of you.
Dip the halls with boughs of holly, la 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 la. Tis the season to be jolly, la 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 la. Don we now our gay apparel, la 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 la. Throw the ancient Yuletide carol, la 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 la. See the blazing Yule before us, la 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 la. Strike the harp and join the chorus, la 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 la. Follow me in merry measure, la 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 la. While I tell of Yuletide treasure, la 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 la.
Hear ye, hear ye. We are not open for business tonight. Tonight, we must attend to our business. Close the robe, Charmaine. No one needs to see your business.
But first, can we open our presents? Can we? Can we? Can we?
You are such a child. Okay, okay. Santa came early this year. Thank you. And if you don't like these, it's Mary's fault. I would have just given you lingerie.
You mean working clothes?
Mary.
A dictionary!
Oh.
A dictionary? Yup, a dictionary. Open yours, Maggie. Hey, tools for my truck. Terrific!
A subscription to Silver Screen Magazine. Now I'll really be in the know.
Oh, a cookbook. 100 ways to cook chicken. I was hoping for lingerie.
I gave you all gifts that I think reflect your strengths. Charmaine likes rhyming and words. Maggie likes fixing things. And Trixie follows the stars. And Ma Bailey, you offer comfort food and feed us all.
Oh, Mary.
Well, don't you want to see your present?
Okay, and here's yours. You shouldn't have. It's perfect.
That is my color.
Do you like your presents, ladies?
Oh, we do. Merry Christmas.
Alrighty, alrighty. Ladies, settle down, settle down. back to business. Now, Potter has started to harass Mary.
What?
He's hired some guy who's stalking her, demanding that she be his wife.
It's no laughing matter, he's stalking me too. That same lunatic banged on my door, insisting I was his mother. What? He demanded to know where his Uncle Billy was and my son. All I could think was maybe he was an escaped inmate from the asylum and knew Billy. Because everyone knows Billy lost his mind to drink years ago. But when he mentioned my son Harry, my heart grew cold. My young Harry fell through the ice and drowned. A cold, cruel death. Everyone calls me Ma Bailey, but the truth is, I'm nobody's mom.
Hey, you are Ma Bailey. You take people in, you feed them, you help them get back on their feet.
Oh, Potter is targeting you, Ma, because he wants your establishment too.
Well, why would he want the boarding house? It's run down. It's worthless. It's not a money maker.
I don't know, but I intend to find out. I found something in my legal research that we can use to block Potter's property monopoly game. Potter is grabbing up all the land and real estate, using the excuse that he can acquire the properties because what he will build will serve the town.
Oh, he's serving the town, all right. He's feeding their gambling habit, giving them cheap liquor to guzzle, and his houses of ill repute are so filthy it can make one ill.
I heard about that.
That's why I refuse to share my wares there. I'm like they never changed the sheets.
Oh, dear.
Potter, he's a runner, like a pot made of clay or terracotta. He thinks that he owns the cards, we can break him into shards. Potter, he's a runner. He's a cheerleader.
Terracotta?
I had to make it rhyme.
What buildings doesn't he control?
Well, Ma Bailey's boarding house, my 3-story, oh, and the courthouse, the library, the grammar school, the high school, oh, and 2 churches.
Oh, and I still have the deed to some lots. But I think they're pretty worthless. They're just some land outside of town covered in weeds and trash. In fact, the city council contacted me last month claiming that it's an eyesore and needs to be cleaned up.
What? What are you talking about? You have land?
Yes, my husband had that land from his family from way back. He put my name on the deed next to his as a wedding gift. He was mortgaging our house here in town to try to make a collective of some sort. Oh, but I don't know. After he died, the mortgage was left to me, and the bank, which is really Potter, is breathing down my neck. That's why I take in boarders. I'm just barely covering the mortgage.
What is the land like?
It's fallow, really. Now it's just a kind of a dump site for the town. Potter offered to take the deed in lieu of some mortgage payments. I hate giving in to him, but I'm sorely tempted. The land's of no use to me now.
Robin,
I'm not gonna hurt anyone. I just need to talk to Mary.
who sent you?
No one.
Was it Potter?
Potter. No, I hate Potter.
How did you know I was at the library?
Mary, everyone knows you're always at the library.
Oh, Clarence told me.
heard you talking about giving the deed to that land to Potter. You can't give that land to Potter. That land belongs to the Building and Loan Company.
The what?
Dad set that up so people could buy affordable homes. Bailey Building and Loan Company was designed to circumvent the bank and Potter by allowing people to buy shares and borrow against their value when they purchase a home.
I get it. It's a share accumulation model.
Yes, yes, people's deposits get rolled into building each other's homes. It's not just stacks of bills tucked away in some vault.
That Potter hoards for himself.
Exactly!
Oh, what are you doing? Let him up, Shar. But no funny business, mister.
Okay, so bottom line, how does this help us beat Potter?
Ma, Dad leave you any papers from when he said he was trying to set up that collective?
Don't get ahead of yourself, Sonny. I'm Mrs. Bay to you. My husband might have left some papers in our old strong box. I don't know.
Can we go and check?
Yes, Ma, we really should.
Oh, well, all right.
Okay, everyone, let's go and look for that land deed. And then it's off to the
Library.
Yes, the library. To research building and loans, land deeds, and eminent domain statutes. To the library!
To the library!
Sorry we don't have a present for you, mister, but we didn't know you were coming.
Well, that's okay. Say, you don't happen to have $8,000 on you, do you?
And if you ever saw it, you would even say it blows. All of the other reindeer used to laugh and call him names. They never let poor Rudolph join any reindeer games. Then one foggy Christmas Eve, Santa came to say, Rudolph, with your nose so bright, won't you guide my sleigh tonight? Then how the reindeer loved him as they shouted out his
Everybody else has gone home. Even the librarian. How come they haven't kicked us out?
I am also the substitute librarian. I have the keys and often lock up for them.
The other gals weren't up for the drudge of research.
Well, they helped fetch, find, and carry the books we needed. They don't know how to do research. They didn't get to go to college. Trixie got pregnant, got married, and then lost the baby. Her husband gambled and drank and took off for parts unknown. Charmaine was the it girl of high school. Head cheerleader, pretty, prom queen. She married the captain of the football team right out of high school. He was a big bruiser who left a lot of bruises on her. Maggie stays with her in case he comes back, and Trixie had to take care of her sick father, so don't judge them.
I didn't mean to.
Oh, yes, you did. They don't have husbands. They're not good little wives.
I just meant you're different.
Yes, I was lucky. I didn't get married. I had the chance to go to college and law school. Not very many women in that school, 8 in my class, and most can't get jobs.
Is that why you came back home?
Yes, and to help Vi.
Why didn't Vi get married?
She didn't want to.
What about you? No one ever asked?
I didn't say that. In fact, at one time I was engaged.
Engaged? Engaged to whom?
You won't know him.
I bet I do. Bet I can guess his name. Ready on the count of 3.
That's crazy. How would you know?
I keep telling you, I grew up in this town and I married you.
That's even crazier.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Sam
Wainwright.
Wow.
Told you.
Okay. So if you know so much, why didn't I marry Sam Wainwright?
Because he's a big blowhard who only cares about money.
Okay, that was one of the reasons.
The other reason is you always secretly loved me and wanted to marry me.
Oh, yeah? Then where do we live?
We live at 324 Sycamore Street.
You're hallucinating. That old place has been abandoned for years.
Which you secretly covet. Now's a home for your children?
What children?
We have 4. Peter, Tommy, Janie, and Suzu.
Okay, it is late. We are all retired, and perhaps you are coming down with something.
Okay, you two. It's getting late. Mary, let's go.
George, where will you stay?
Well, I thought I might just stay here at the library.
No, that's not a good idea. Not with your continued hallucinations. What if you approach a child and insist the child is yours? Our first grade class is coming in tomorrow for an early special presentation. And besides, we have to prepare our suit against Potter. You need a place to sleep. Vi,
What?
can you stay on our couch? We can't just leave him here.
Why not?
Vi,
Okay. But no funny business. You keep your distance. One wrong move, and you're out.
Oh, Clarence. This is some weird alternative universe you've got me in. Get me back, Clarence. Get me back.
Snow is glistening, a beautiful sight. We're happy tonight, walking in a winter wonderland. Gone away is the bluebird, here to stay is a new bird. He sings a love song as we go along, walking in a winter wonderland. In the meadow we can build a snowman and pretend that he is Parson Brown. He'll say, "Are you married?" We'll say, "No, man," but you can do the job when you're in town. Later on, we'll conspire as we dream by the fire.
Okay, what gives?
what?
Is George character in you?
What are you talking about?
I don't know. You seem to like him.
He's nice. Enough. A little nutty, but nice.
No, it's more than that.
You're paranoid.
I can feel it.
Okay? I admit it's weird. He knows stuff about me.
What stuff?
He knew about Sam Wainwright.
Everyone in town knows about that. No. He must be Potter's man.
He knows other stuff.
What other stuff?
It's not important. No. I never told anyone this, but I always dreamed I would live at that old house at 324 Sycamore one day, and he knew that.
Sycamore Street, that old rambling place, it's huge.
Yes, but sometimes I see myself living there.
With me.
Of course. Why are you so threatened by him?
I don't know, this strange guy shows up out of nowhere and somehow knows stuff. Maybe he's been following you, or maybe he is watching you as you pass by Sycamore Street and you were lingering there daydreaming. Something doesn't feel right. I think he's Potter's man.
Then why would he work so hard at the library, helping me find things to defeat Potter? No, I just think he is someone who is lost, and I want to help him.
Why did you get engaged to Sam Wainwright?
This again? I told you, to make my mother happy.
Are you happy?
Yes.
Come in, Miss Pearson. Please take a seat. Now, I can underwrite the new library expansion, no problem.
Oh, Mr. Potter, that is wonderful. The children.
Yes, yes. Now, do you have that information for me?
Yes. I don't know about this. It really
Nonsense, woman. The library records are not classified information. It is a public institution, isn't that right? Isn't that right?
I suppose so.
Well, then the information is public. Now, do you have it?
Yes, here it is. It's right here. I've got it right here.
Thank you, my dear. You may go.
Yeah.
Let's see now. Domain statutes, rights and responsibilities. How to set up a shared accumulation corporation. Original land grants. Oh, town drawings. My, she certainly has made herself busy. Albert, track down that guy that's been following Mary Hatch around like a little puppy dog. He might prove useful.
Sleeping on the couch while my wife is in a bedroom with a roommate? All is not right with the world. You gotta get me back. Clarence! 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 Clarence? Wait, are you from Clarence? Meet me at 424 Main Street, Suite 305. Let's get this thing back on track. H. Potter. Potter? Why would he want to speak to me? Last time he sent for me, came along with the bank examiner and the sheriff. Well, maybe he is the key. Key to my way back to my life.
George, I got you another blanket. George? Are you making tea? Can't sleep? George? Vi! Vi, get up!
What? What?
George is gone.
Good riddance.
Violet and Vic, what is wrong with you? Why are you so threatened by him? He is confused, disoriented, and now probably wandering the streets. We have to go look for him.
Meet me at 424 Main Street, Suite 305. Let's get this thing back on track. H. Potter.
What? Let me see that.
Some confusion, some disorientation, Mary Ellen Hatch. I was right to see him as a threat.
Oh no.
Let's get things back on track. He's Potter's man.
He seems so genuine in wanting to defeat Potter. Yes, he was a little nutty talking about our children, but...
Children?
Four. Peter,
Four.
Tommy, James.
Mary, this guy was all smoke and mirrors. A real con man trying to get you off track.
We worked together at the library so well, finding things to bring Potter down. Now if he goes to Potter with that information, Potter will be able to thwart us for sure.
Put your coat on.
Why?
Because we are going to track and derail him. Let's go.
Whoa.
What's your name, young man?
George Bailey.
Well, that's right. Any relation to Ma Bailey?
She's my mother.
Well, what do you know? I didn't know she had another son.
I am her
Well,
son.
I believe you, my good man. I mean, you are the spitting image of your dad.
You said something about getting back on track.
Yes, that's right, George. Time to get on the right track.
Absolutely. I want my wife and kids back.
Who's your wife, George? I mean, did she run off? Were you drinking or gambling or cheating? Were you caught with one of our ladies of the night?
What? No, none of that. Mary is my wife.
Is that so? I'm surprised she had time to get married. Never mind having children, but be that as it may, she has been a thorn in my side ever since she returned to town.
She can be a little prickly. Never used to be.
Well, now if you can help me get the land, the deed to some land just outside of town, and maybe Vi's Violet Palace, well then maybe she'll become your little rose, and you both can plant yourselves elsewhere.
My ma has that deed. My dad left it to her.
I tried to buy it from her, George, to help her. You know, it's really worthless. You should try and convince her to sell it to me, but I feel sorry for her. This is my way of helping her without hurting her pride. You know, years ago, I courted her, but she didn't choose me.
What do you want it for?
Well, if I can hold the deed to the land and Vi's Violet Palace, well then I can present to the town council that since I own most of the properties in town and the surrounding land, and since I philanthropically support most of the town's public institutions, I just made a contribution to the library for a new children's wing. Well, they should rename the town Potterville. Oh, and then maybe you can get your wife out of here. She won't want to live in Potterville.
Well, I wouldn't want to live there either. No sale, Potter. That land can be put to good use.
As what? A commune of some sort? Oh, I know all about it. This shared accumulation thing. It's communism. It's unpatriotic and it won't work. People are too selfish.
How did you find out about it?
I have my ways. My lawyers are going to crush your futile attempts to block my property accumulations. I'll get not only the land and the Violet Palace, I'm going to get your mother's boarding house, too.
Oh, no, you won't.
Ma Bailey will never sell that land. And with the changed usage...
Changed usage? What changed usage? A shabby house of ill repute and a broken down boarding house? I can turn those into casinos, which will bring jobs to the town.
I'll see you at the town council meeting with my architect.
Oh, you and who? This mental patient who thinks he's your husband? You have delusions of grandeur, my dear, and he just has delusions. My army of lawyers will run right over you!
I am exhausted. I'm going to bed. Mary, you coming?
In a minute. What were you thinking, meeting with Potter?
Send me this note saying he'd get things back on track. I don't know. Maybe he could explain why things are so topsy-turvy.
Things are not topsy-turvy. You are.
Maybe. Say, how did you know I'm kind of an architect? I mean, I didn't get to go to college. I had to run the building and loan, but I had a hand in designing the houses put up by the building and loan. I mean, I don't have a formal architecture degree, but I know my stuff.
I don't know why I said that. It just felt right.
See? There is a kind of connection. You can't deny it.
Okay. Maybe there is some kind of weird alternate universe thing happening. Tell me, what was my life like? And what was happening right before you entered this weird state?
Okay. You came home from college.
Did I graduate?
No, you married me.
Already I don't like this. Go on.
We dated, got married.
Where did we go on our honeymoon?
The day of our honeymoon, there was a run on the bank in the building and loan. So we didn't go on a honeymoon. You gave our honeymoon money to save the building and loan.
That was generous of me.
Spent our honeymoon night at Sycamore Street before it was fixed up. It was raining, roof leaked, no electricity. You cooked chicken over the fireplace.
What was I, a pioneer woman? I don't cook. Vi does all the cooking.
No! You're very resourceful. You fixed up the entire house, put up the wallpaper, did carpentry. You do all the cooking. You're a mother to our 4 children.
Oh, yes. What are their names again?
Peter, Tommy, Janie, and Zuzu.
Okay, I know I would never name a kid Zuzu.
Her name is Susan, but that's how she said it when she was a baby.
Okay, cute. But let me get this straight. I rehabbed an entire house, cooked, cleaned. Do we have help?
No, we can't afford it. You even baked bread for each new family in the neighborhood.
Again, cooking, cleaning, doing the laundry, ironing, caring for the kids, and I find time to bake bread. What do you do?
I work in the office all day.
Gee, it sounds like a wonderful life.
It was. It is.
Maybe for you. Okay, here is my life. I did graduate college. Vassar and then Columbia Law School. Law school was tough. There were only 8 of us women out of 500. I had a good friend Ruth who helped me. She's an amazing lawyer, but she can't get a job. Just so you know, no matter how smart we are, no one is hiring us. That is why I came back to Bedford Falls to help Vi. As tough as all this is, the life you describe sounds awful. What happened the day it all went topsy-turvy?
We're throwing a Christmas party for all the new families and various friends and relatives.
And I made all the food, got the house ready, children dressed and ready, and probably had to do the cleanup too.
Yeah, all except Zuzu, who caught a cold.
Okay, so I'm also tending a sick child.
I come home and you're decorating the Christmas tree.
I'm in charge of the Christmas decorations too?
I'm very upset because $8,000 is missing from the building and loan and the bank manager is auditing.
Did you steal it?
What? No. So anyway, I come home and Janie is playing A Christmas Carol over and over again on the piano, and I yell at her to stop. And Peter keeps asking me how to spell the word frankincense, and I'm telling him I'm not his personal dictionary. And I tell you that I hate the house, and I don't want people coming over. I don't know why we have all these kids. And Tommy's annoying me, begging for attention by saying, "Excuse me," every time he burps. And Zuzu has a slight fever, so I check on her. She seems all right. I fix her flower that she brought home from school. I stuff her petals in my pocket. And then the phone rings, and it's her teacher. And I get the phone, and I yell at the teacher. I call her stupid and irresponsible for letting Zuzu come home with her coat unbuttoned. And then her husband gets on the phone.
What am
and
I
says,
doing?
"You were trying to take the phone away from me." And then I smashed the model homes and the model intricate bridge that I was working on. I tipped over the 8-foot table that they were standing on. And you tell me to stop torturing the kids. And I run out of the house to a bridge thinking about killing myself.
But you don't.
No. Jumped in to save Clarence.
Who's Clarence? A friend?
No. Just a guy who jumped in the river before me and I saved him. Said he was an angel needing his wings.
He sounds like a delusional guy who jumped off a bridge thinking he could fly. Hence the needing his wings idea. Well, George, that is admirable, I guess, that you saved him, but it sounds to me like you are a mean and abusive husband.
No, it was just the stress of the missing $8,000.
No, George. A good husband would have shared the problem, talked it over with his wife. If he saw her as an equal partner, want the house. You got your wish, I think.
I didn't mean it. I would just...
Good night, George. I do need your help in starting the building and loan charter, but after that, I want you gone. I like my life. In your version, I'm doing all the household work and raising the children and putting up with and shielding my children from an angry, bitter husband.
I'm only angry and bitter because of Potter. He's
No,
a big...
George. Potter is Potter. How you deal with it is the issue. Tomorrow, I gather the ladies and set in motion a plan.
Mary.
You better watch out. You better watch out. Coming to town. He's making a list, checking it twice. Gonna find out who's naughty or nice. Santa Claus is coming to town. He sees you when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. He knows if you've been bad or good, so be good for goodness sake. Oh, you better watch out. You better not cry. You better not pout. I'm telling you why.
Wait. Can I call this meeting to order, all formal like?
Sure.
Thank you. Hear ye. I call to order this here meeting of the Buffalo Gals. The Buffalo Gals? Where'd you get that?
Yep, the Buffalo Gals. And one guy. Because we're going to Buffalo Potter. Buffalo. Oh! Buffalo. A heavily built wild ox, or, in our case, to overwhelm and intimidate. And we are going to Buffalo Potter, right, Mary?
Right. I'm starting to feel a little bad for Henry.
Who?
Henry Potter. Many years ago, he was an okay guy. Ambitious, but not mean. I was engaged to him. What? He was like your Sam Wainwright. I broke it off because I fell in love with John Bailey. I don't think Henry Potter's ever forgiven me. He's so bitter now. We have to stop him from taking over this town.
But how?
Well, first, we are going to build a home for battered women, unwed mothers, and their babies.
Yeah. Wait, we are where?
At your place, Vi. I already filed the papers for the 3 V's.
The what?
Vi's Valiant Home for the Vulnerable, and Baby's Board and Care for the Disabled Veteran.
Oh,
Violent Valiant. That's wild. How's it gonna work?
3B sounds very vaginal.
Okay, settle down. But think about it. A special safe haven for women and their babies? It's a good reuse of property. Better than what Potter is offering, which is just another casino. The town council will have to approve it, or look like greedy villains.
But how is this going to work? And what am I supposed to do?
You are going to be in charge, looking after the women and the babies. You know you love babies.
I do.
You know you do. You were always asking me about adoption, but no social agency would ever give approval to your current situation. This changes your situation.
I can help with the babies.
How does this all work out financially?
There is government funding for these types of programs. And I'm sure some past patrons of Vi's previous establishment can be prevailed upon to provide some generous donations.
and my place becomes a home for disabled veterans. I worked for the Red Cross during the war, and truthfully, my current patrons are all men men from the service down and out, and disabled and damaged.
And I can help you because I worked during the war too.
You were a donut dolly.
I raised their spirits.
That's not all you raised. I can help too, because I took care of my dad.
and for the presentation. We need a nice set of future model homes. I believe you said you've made models before.
Yeah, I can help with that. Look, I hate to be a fly in the ointment, but who would actually participate in the building a loan to get the land cleared and the houses made?
George, I grew up in this town and I am the local lawyer. I have clients who would be thrilled to get out of Potter's slums. And besides, I'm not too proud to ask Sam Wainwright for a loan.
Oh, Buffalo gals, won't you come out tonight?
Come out tonight, come out tonight, oh Buffalo gals, won't you come out tonight and dance by the light of the moon. As I was walking down the street, down the street, down the street, a pretty young gal I chanced to meet, oh she was fair to see. Oh Buffalo gals, won't you come out tonight, come out tonight, come out tonight, oh Buffalo gals, won't you come out tonight and dance by the light of the moon.
Oh, Clarence. Get me back. Get me back, Clarence.
Buffalo gals, won't you come out tonight? Come out tonight, come out tonight. Oh, Buffalo gals, won't you come out tonight? Dance by the light of the moon. Buffalo gals, won't you come out tonight? Come out tonight, come out tonight. Oh, Buffalo gals, won't you come out tonight? Dance by the light of the moon. La, la,
Now. Most of you know who I am, you know what I can do for this town. My enterprises provide jobs for the working class of this city. Now, I am asking that 2 properties be given to me under the eminent domain statutes to be developed further for the benefit of this town. I am also in the process of acquiring some land just outside of town to be developed further to bring tourists to this town, which means added revenue.
I think we all know where that added revenue will go, Mr. Potter. Right into your pocket. I am proposing 2 new uses for the 2 properties in question that'll benefit those in need. The first is a home dedicated to the care and safety of women and their babies. The second is a home for disabled veterans. I have here papers drawn up for both entities. And no, they may not be money makers, but they fulfill the eminent domain statutes of properties acquired for the greater good, to protect the vulnerable in our community. We have just come out of a war. Our boys who were hurt and maimed, defending our country, deserve a place to be cared for and to heal. The new GI Bill and Veterans Compensation Board are behind us. The safety of women and children is paramount. To have a safe haven for young, pregnant women, a sanctuary from beatings and abuse, a place to learn to be strong and self-sufficient. This is a program government grants to support and encourage. And I have a list of donors who pledge to support the endeavor. Protecting the weak and vulnerable, helping the community grow strong again, is what the community is for. If you allow Potter use of these properties, what does he bring to the community? More gambling, more drinking, which just increases poverty and alcoholism and all the problems that go with it. We need something to aspire to have hope. Mr. Baby here has a plan.
Hello, Bedford Falls Council members. You should be proud of that name, Bedford Falls. To keep that name, so it won't change in Potterville, I have a proposal. charter for a building and loan. Ma Bailey has just deeded her land on the outskirts of town to the building and loan. She has stipulated that that land be used to extend the community of Bedford Falls. Building and loan members pool their resources to create this new community. This will in turn bring much needed tax revenue, not to mention jobs for builders, painters, and electricians. I think that's going to be it.
Through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh, o'er the fields we go, laughing all the way. Ho, ho, ho! Bells on bobtails ring, making spirits bright. What fun it is to ride and sing a sleighing song tonight. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells, jingle bells.
Oh, man, you got here. How did it go? What did they say? Did we win?
Yes!
Oh, it was amazing.
And when you were speaking, Potter just sat there shriveling in his chair.
And when you were presenting the motto, he was actually turning purple.
Looks like we have a mutual admiration society.
And when I turned the lights on in the houses, I think that's what clinched it. They all went ooh and ah when I said that.
Oh, you can electrify me anytime.
Charmaine, why are you wearing that nurse's outfit? I thought Vi's Palace was closed for business.
It is? Oh! I just dug up my old uniform to get ready for my care duties at Bailey's Home for Veterans.
Come on, ladies, let's get the place in shape. And Charmaine, I think I'll let that hang down a little and add some material to the seams.
But I'm supposed to raise their spirits.
I'll raise your spirits, young lady.
Hi! I can help gather some baby stuff, and some cribs were donated today, too. I'll get the truck.
I'll help.
So, congratulations.
Thanks. Vi, can I ask you something?
Okay.
Is Mary's mother dead?
Mrs. Hatch, no?
Why doesn't Mary live with her mother?
Have you met Mrs. Hatch?
Yeah.
Then you know why she wants to live with me.
Is that the only reason?
No.
I didn't think so. But I don't get it. I thought you two didn't like each other.
Well, back in grade school, Mary and I were sort of friendly enemies. She was always so well turned out with her matching dress and hair bow, so perfectly pressed. Well, I was lucky if I could find a pair of clean underwear. Mr. and Mrs. Hatch fussed over their only daughter, while my mom, Vinnie Vick, drank away her sorrows. Never knew my dad. So, naturally, I envied Mary's perfect existence. Once we even liked the same boy, Mary wanted me to leave him alone. I said, well, why should I? I like him. She said, well, you like every boy. I got mad at that. Then I realized I didn't, really. Just wanted some attention, some love. Someone to notice me, to like me. So, in high school, I was the bad girl. Mary was the studious one. She went off to college while I started my business. But when she came back from college, her parents insisted that she settle down, and they pushed her into accepting Sam Wainwright's proposal and instead of going to law school.
I still don't understand how you two got together.
Well, one night, I had a bad night. A client got very rough. So I went up to the falls at Bedford Mountain just to be alone, to nurse my wounds and cry it out. And Mary was already there, muttering, pacing, and pounding her fists into her thighs.
My God, Vi! What happened?
The cost of doing business.
You should go to the police.
They never believe me. They just tell me that I deserved it.
You should press charges.
No lawyer would take my case considering what I do for a living. Besides, I could never afford it.
I would take the case.
And are you a lawyer?
Not yet, but I will be.
Why were you up here anyway, muttering and pacing like that?
Because I have to make a decision, and seeing you here tonight helped me make it.
What decision? Which wedding dress to choose? How many bridesmaids?
No! To break my engagement to Sam Wainwright and go to law school.
Oh, that's giving up a lot. I mean, you have the perfect life. You have a doting family, and you're soon to be a very rich wife. Are you sure?
You know, I've always envied you.
What?
You go your own way.
Yes, with bruises on the way.
Yes, but you endured. Met life's challenges. Took risks. Stayed independent while I was boxed up in starchy dresses, expected to be the perfect daughter and wife.
Well, I think you're perfect just the way you are.
You do?
I do.
I'm starting to hate that song. Is she happy?
Yes, she's happy. Very happy.
I should get going.
But where will you go?
I don't know. I think I'll go back to the bridge where it all started.
Well, don't you want to say goodbye?
No. It's too hard.
I put some cricks together at the 3 V's. Who knew I could be so handy? I've got to tell George. He was right. I can do those kinds of things. George? George?
Mary, sit with me for a minute.
Okay.
You really like George, don't you?
Oh, Vi. Not in that way. It's just, I don't know. I feel some kind of connection.
Yeah, I could see that.
Stop it. You have to admit he knew things, like about Sam Wainwright and Sycamore Street.
Ken was Sycamore Street.
Where is he, Vi?
He left.
He left, but he has no place to go.
You can't have us both.
Where is he?
He went to the bridge.
The bridge? Oh no, that's where he went to kill himself. Come on, Vi, we've got to stop him.
Rest ye merry gentlemen, let nothing you dismay. On Christmas Day, to save us all from Satan's power, we would run astray. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy, comfort
I don't care what happens to me. Just get me back to my wife and children. Please, Clarence. Please. Please, please let me live again. I want to live again.
George! George, don't do it!
I'm not going to jump, Mary. I just got to find a way back to my real life. You have your life here. And there's no place for me in it.
I'm sorry, George.
If I get the chance to go back, I promise I will see you. The real you. Girl who finished college. The woman I love. Zuzu's petals! Mary, I just picked up the kids from school. Peter, Tommy, Janie, and Susie were upstairs doing their homework. And I got you an application to the local college. And I baked lasagna.
Mary, the adoption papers came through for Peter, Janie, Tommy, and Susan. They call her Suzu. Isn't that cute? And here are the bank papers. Sycamore is finally ours. And I brought Chinese food.
It's a wonderful life. Whatever you choose.